Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 2 of Java for Beginners. Now, first of all, you might notice that I have a new project open. If you don't know how to make projects, please watch the last video. I explain how to make them. The second thing you'll notice is these right here. Now, what these are comments. These are sections that the computer won't run in the program. It's completely ignored, and these are used to just explain code or, kind of let you or other programmers who are working on a project what the code does, lets them know if there's errors or anything like that. So it's always a good idea to document your code with comments, so that way you know what is going on in case you come back to a program 5 months later and the code is very sloppy. The comments will guide you in the right direction. So, in this episode, we are going to go over variables. Now, in computer programming, variables are used to store different types of data to do different types of things. So the first data type we have is a byte, and a byte is a number, and it ranges from negative 128 to positive 127, I believe. It might be 128. I'm pretty sure it's 127. So we can say, I would explain this. To create the variable, first you must declare the data type. So for this, we're going to have the data type of byte. Next, we name the variable. I'm just going to name this one B for byte. Then we can set a value to it. So we get the equal sign, and then we write a value. So let's just set this to 20. There we go. We've created a variable. Byte B equals 20. Now the second type of variable we can make is a short. And a short can hold a number from negative 32,000-ish to positive 32,000-ish. So we'll make a short s, and we will equal this to 20,000, like so. Like so. There we have a short. The next type, and this is probably the most used type, you'll use this quite a bit, is an integer, and we specify that by int. We'll name this I. And an integer can hold a number from negative 2 billion to around positive 2 billion. So we will just make this, like that, whatever that is. Next, we also have a long, which a long is pretty much a humongous integer. I'm not sure the range, but the range is quite big, so you can have a lot of digits in a long, and you probably won't ever need a long. An integer usually does the trick for mostly everything. Now, all of these variables right here, these cannot have decimal places. So you cannot have decimal places. You can't do 20.98. That is a huge no-no. So if we want decimal places, we are going to make a float, and a float can hold decimal places. So a float can be 20,000.123, and you also, when you make a float, you also have to put a lowercase f at the end. That indicates that it is a float. Now, we also have the double, which is a humongous float, and a double has quite a huge range. It is more precise than the float as well. It can hold more digits and more decimal places. So this, like that. There you go. There's the double. Okay, so these are our numbers. These are numbers. Now, we also have something called a Boolean. And a Boolean, we already have B, so we'll just call this BB. and a Boolean can hold the value true or false. So Booleans come in handy quite a bit. You'll see later on what those are about. Now the next thing we have is a char or char. I've heard it both ways. I'm not sure which one is the proper. And a char can hold a single character in between apostrophes. So we'll just set this to lowercase a. That's what a char can do. And then the last one we'll talk about is the string. And the string can hold more than one character. It's like a char, but way bigger. So you can have, whole sentences, just like the hello world we talked about earlier. And that is the string for you. These are all the variables that we'll basically be using. The most common ones that we'll probably be using are ints, doubles, floats, booleans, and strings. Those are probably the most used variables, at least for me. I've actually, I don't think I've ever used a byte before because I've really have no need for them. But anyways, that is basically variables and data types, and also our comments. We went over that too. But that about wraps up this video. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.